Hi, this is Marvin to give you the lowdown on the 2023 Etape du Tour. We're very excited about this new edition of the Etape because once again it's taking place in our backyard. We know the whole route very well and therefore we can really help you to get a fantastic result. So let's have a look at the route. It starts in Annemasse, just outside Geneva. This is already a good point because Geneva is so easy to get to and there's a big choice of accommodation. The Etape is 152 kilometers in length with over 4,100 meters of climbing, which is a considerable amount. And as we'll see in a minute, a lot of those climbs are steep. The first half of the route is a tour of the scenic Vallée Verte with a rapid succession of 4 climbs that will serve to sap your strength before the second half, and the 2 big climbs of the day, the Col de Ramaz and the Col de Joux Plane. As always at an etape, it will start extremely fast as everybody tries to hang on to the best wheels. If you want to make a good time, you'll have to do the same. Start hard and make a big effort to stay with the fastest group you can, at least up and over the first climb, the Col de Cou. Let's take a look at the route in detail with a few photos so you can see what it looks like. The first 7 kilometers is a false flat climb on the main road to a village called Pont de Filage, where you turn left and begin the first of the 6 climbs. The Col de Cou is just over 12 kilometers from the turn. It's an average slope of 4%, never more than 5%, and with a lengthy flat section in the middle. I expect the stronger riders to do most or even all of this climb in the big ring. After a fairly straightforward descent from the Col de Cou, the second climb is a lot harder, with 7 kilometers to climb at an average of 7.4% to the Col de Cou. The climb is quite irregular, often at 8%, and peaking in the middle at 12.5% for several hundred meters. By this time, the peloton will be quite well spread out, and most people will be riding at their own pace. As always at the Etape du Tour, your final place will depend above all on your pacing, as well as on your nutrition. From the Col de Cou, there's a very short descent, then a left turn and an abrupt but short climb to the Col de Moïse. The descent from here to Orcier is more technical, and the first 4 hairpins definitely need to be taken with care. The third climb is again quite short, but tough, with 5.8 kilometers at an average of 7.8% to reach the Col du Feu. It's a bit more regular than the Col de Cou, but there's close to a kilometer at 10%, and the most part is at 8%. By this point, you'll have climbed a good 1,700 meters. After the col is a short but steep and rather dangerous descent to Loulin, then a much more gentle climb to the Col de Jambaz. The descent from the Jambaz is fast and easy, leading to a flatter section before the first of the 2 big challenges of the day, the Col de la Ramaz. This is a much tougher climb. It's 13.9 kilometers at an average of 7.1% from Murcie to the summit, but the gradient varies a lot and includes 2 especially tough kilometers leading into the Sommin tunnel, respectively at 9.5% and 11.5%. This is around the 10-kilometer marker. Soon after, the road flattens out and goes around a bowl before a final sting in the tail at 9% before the summit. The descent from the Ramaz is initially easy, but then becomes steep, very fast, and potentially dangerous for the less skilled descenders. The full descent goes on for 16 kilometers before reaching the foot of the valley at Taninges, where you turn left and begin a 9.5 kilometer false flat ride up the main road to Samoise and the start of the final climb, and not the least, the Col de Joux Plane. This is probably the most feared of the major climbs in the Northern Alps, and no less a person than Lance Armstrong in his prime almost lost the Tour here. It's only, between inverted commas, 11.6 kilometers, but unrelentingly steep, especially in the last half, when you must climb 5 kilometers at almost 10%. This time, though, the climbing is finally over, and there are only 8.5 kilometers of descent left to do, and a final short false flat to reach the finish line. To sum up our view, this is an outstanding course and highly recommended. There's no question it's a challenging route, both in terms of climbing and descending. Only very strong riders will manage to finish in the top 1,000, let alone the top 100. We can confidently predict that a considerable number of people will be reduced to walking on the Col de Joux Plane. If you'd like to make the most of your ability and get your best possible result, you know where to come. We're running 3 coaching camps in 2023, the first in Tenerife from the 28th of January to the 4th of February, the second in La Clusaz and Morzine from the 20th to the 27th of May, which will be focused particularly on the Etape, including a full reconnaissance, and the third in Alpe d'Huez from the 10th to the 17th of June, which will be focused more specifically on the Marmot. Any of these three camps would be excellent preparation for the Etape, with the May event offering the obvious advantage of riding the actual route. As usual, you'll find full information on the website, and you can book your place immediately by paying a small deposit. As the saying goes, don't delay, book today.